I'm going to make a Greek-style lamb shank recipe, and usually this takes about 3 hours in the oven to cook. But I don't have 3 hours, I have 45 minutes, so I'm going to do it in the Cook For Me. And we're still going to get that beautiful slow-cooked result. So I've just started by sealing off my lamb shanks with a little salt. And now for some onion, so 1 onion that I'm going to chop quite roughly because it will break down throughout the cooking process. And that can go into our bowl. And 2 cloves of garlic. And we can add that at the same time as our onions. And some extra olive oil, about another teaspoon. And some salt. Now I'll give that a good stir. You can see it's already getting some colour because it's quite hot in there. So we can add dried oregano, very Greek, and it's got an intense flavour and goes so nicely with the lamb, so that goes in. 1 cinnamon stick and a generous spoonful of tomato paste, which is not only going to give us a lovely tomato flavour, but it's also going to thicken up our sauce. And when you're using tomato paste, you do want to cook it off slightly so we get most of the acidity away. Great. And I can return my lamb shanks now. So because this bowl is quite large, 4 lamb shanks fit quite easily. I'll also add some peas, just frozen peas is fine for this recipe. And we need some liquid to cover this, so some lamb stock, you could use chicken or beef, and some tomato, so tomato puree. And just with a wooden spoon, give that a bit of a jiggle so each lamb shank is coated in that liquid. The best thing about pressure cooking is you don't need as much liquid as a traditional cook. Because it's cooked under pressure, everything stays moist and a lot of the liquid doesn't evaporate. So let's close the Cook For Me now. And we're just going to set the pressure cooker to 45 minutes. Done, and I can't wait to show you this after 45 minutes. The meat is going to fall off the bone, so yummy. In the meantime, I'm going to get my risoni ready. I only want to par cook it because at the end of this, I want to put it through the delicious sauce with the lamb. Okay, the timer has gone off, so the lamb shanks are ready, and wow, that smells so good. And you can see how thick the sauce is, just perfect. So with my tongs, I'm just going to remove the shanks out, drain off the excess sauce. Oh, it's so soft, they're falling apart, fantastic. And you could eat these beautiful lamb shanks as is and serve the risoni on the side, or you could do what I'm doing, which is finishing the cooking process off in the sauce so it gets extra thick. So the last little shank can come out. Ooh, look at the peas too. I love slow cooked peas because they become super mushy. Yummo. Okay, risoni into our sauce, and we'll just pour that in. As you saw, I did put a little oil with the risoni just to ensure that it doesn't stick. See how they're all separating? It's almost the size of rice, so it really doesn't need too much time in this sauce to finish cooking. Okay, last little bit. And I'm just going to fold that through. Ooh. That looks so yummy. Now I'm just going to let that sit there for about 3 to 4 minutes. In the meantime, I can shred the meat off the bones and it can go back into the pot. This looks magical and it smells so good. Now to serve this, the traditional way is to serve it with some extra oregano and some feta. So I haven't added too much salt to this because the feta will be salty. This is my type of food. I just love it, particularly in winter. So I'm going to serve up a portion for about 2 very hungry people on this plate, and I'll pop that down, and a sprinkling of feta over the top and some dried oregano. That looks pretty good to me. This is old school Greek style cooking. It's my favourite type of cooking. If you love lamb shanks, this is the recipe for you. You are going to love it.